Okay, teammates, let's get into it. All right. We get paid. Hold on. Wait for it. Great insight so far. Love it. Everybody, we just got to keep growing. We get ready to talk about momentum in the book. I love this chapter. I read it 2 or 3 times. And that's kind of where we are. That's where everyone is in their business. Either you don't have momentum and you're trying to get it, or you got momentum and you're trying to keep it. It's like it ain't no in between. All right. So we get paid to read these books. Formal education will pay your living. The self-education, reading these books, thinking about what you're thinking about, growing your mindset will pay your fortune. All right. Now, John Maxwell, in his book called The Law, we in the Law of the Big Mo, he's talking about momentum. In our world of, sales, marketing, distribution, because momentum can sound so kind of vague and generic. Let me break it down for you. If you got people on your team that's producing outside of you, that's the first step in you having some momentum. Now, if you have people on your team that they have people on their team that's producing outside of them, now you getting somewhere in the process of building some momentum. Step 3, you got people on your team and they have people on their team, and that third group has got people on their team producing outside of them. And you got layers of productive leaders that are building and they're growing their organization. Until then, you don't have no momentum. And it take a minute to get that going on, because you got to find people that got a vision that you want to go through to build something. But that's the definition of it. So let's be clear. If you don't have nobody producing under you, you don't have no momentum. You got to be on this crap 24/7 and get it off the ground. You got some people under you start producing, you head in the right direction. I think that's the big, as I talk about it and think about it, that's probably where most people lose, because they take their foot off the gas. You get 1 or 2, 3, 4 people doing a little bit, and now all of a sudden you become the manager or the leading from the rear, telling everybody else what to do. No, you ain't nowhere near having no momentum until you got some people that's got people that's productive and great at what we're doing. All right, so in the book, truths about momentum. Number 1, momentum is the great exaggerator. Even when you have people, your situation, the outlook is not as good, or it's never as good, or as bad as it seems. You just keep going either way. You don't really have any other choice. So don't let momentum determine your work ethic. Ooh, I'm preaching on this. Don't let momentum, meaning what's happening around you, dictate your work ethic. Set a standard and you meet it. Keep setting the standard. Keep setting to be an example. As your team grows, don't take your foot off the gas. If you like me and you grew up, with a lot of love and no money, and people start to you start making more money than you ever made before. Oh my God, now you got to stop working and start spending the money you made. Ooh, I'm preaching. And you just don't work as hard. Not even having no real success. I'm talking about a little bit of success. I know people that make this much money and brag about it. And anybody at a higher level would be embarrassed that that's all the money they made. Like, don't do that. Set a standard and keep meeting. Number 2, momentum makes leaders look better than they are. Oh my God. You get, some other teams have some momentum. Their leader is speaking at a meeting, convention, or whatever, and all your people are like, oh my God, you hear him say that? You hear her say that? I heard somebody say that. I heard somebody say this. Teammate, that was always been a pet peeve of mine, in our business. We would have, I'm doing this, we winning, I'm the leader, I'm trying to set the vision, and then you got a bunch of people around you, and they quoting everybody else. Oh yeah, such and such said this, such and such said this, such and such said that. Like, what is that? Like, that's the equivalent. You at a church, your pastor got a word, he preaching. Then at the team, at the leadership dinner, everybody, they ain't at the church quoting what they at Potter's house. They ain't talking about, they ain't excited about Pastor TD's word, Pastor Jake's word. They at there talking about Tony, word, some other word they done heard from some minister online. Like, no, can we get in alignment? I struggled with that for a long time, and I didn't really know what to do or how to fix that. And I think what happens is those are the wrong people. You want them to be the right people so bad, you don't want to prospect and go get new ones. Those people are jealous of you, or envious of you, or don't like you. For whatever reason, they are not going to get in alignment and cheerlead what you're doing. It just does not work. Best thing you do, separate it, and then build your new group. All right? That's hard. That's not easy to do. I'm giving y'all the hard thing about hard things in our type of business. Because you can have, you got to have people cheerleading the same vision, the same message. Period. Outside of that, it's just like octopus on roller skates. Everybody just doing all that other kind of stuff. All right. 3. Momentum helps followers perform better than they are. Listen to this. He says momentum helps followers, meaning new people perform better than they are. When leadership is strong, meaning you got a team. You're a coach. The coach has captains on the team. The coach has seniors on the team. The seniors on the team are influencing the upperclassmen are influencing the underclassmen. It's strong leadership. People are motivated and inspired to perform at higher levels. They become effective beyond their hopes and expectations. No, when you got a winning example around you, you got strong leaders on the team. It just makes the momentum just can flourish and keep going. But when you don't have that, like I've never been in an NBA locker room, or I ever been to I'm imagining in the locker room, the coach talks a little bit, but you got leaders on the team. And the leaders on the team, the players as leaders on the team, they are setting it straight. This is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to do. The coach is going to kind of go over the X's and O's, come up with a strategy, but motivation, inspiration, belief, confidence, that is so much more powerful and transferable sideline or with teammates. This boy preaching in this book. Momentum is easier to steer than to start. It's so much easier to keep it. Look, the captions on the social media ain't gonna know what I'm saying. I said it show. It sure is easier to keep it going than to get it going. That's a whole word. All I can tell you is don't let your organization deplete to zero. I promise you, it's much harder to get it going than it is to keep it going. When you get some people, you get your organization going right there, you gotta be on and around the clock and build upon that momentum and do not let that momentum slide. Number 5, momentum is the most powerful change agent. That's John Maxwell's pretty way of saying it is easy to quit when you don't have no momentum. That's what he's saying. He said during the early days of this company, Pixar, before they blew up, the company considered becoming a provider of hardware to medical companies so it could store and access MRIs via computer. Meaning they got to quit what we doing. We got to start something else just so we can make some money and stay here. What? Can I get an amen? It is easy to quit when you don't have momentum. But given enough momentum, people just getting on a winning bandwagon based upon a track record, that's where we are going. Number 6. Ooh, boy, this is strong as acid. Momentum is the leader's responsibility. It takes a leader to create momentum. Followers can watch it. Good managers are able to use it to their advantage once it has begun. Everyone can enjoy the benefits it brings. But listen to this. But creating momentum requires someone who has vision, can assemble a team, and motivate others. If the leader is looking for someone to motivate him, then the organization is in trouble. Good God Almighty Jesus. Did you hear what this boy just said in this book? He said, if the leader is looking for someone to motivate him, man, I can preach. God, I can preach a whole word. When you have self-doubt, lack of confidence, and self-esteem, you always thinking you missing something. And you looking for leadership outside of you. That is, that's probably why it took us so long to get where we are. Because you doubt your capabilities and you always looking on the outside. Teammates, it on the outside don't even look. What's on the inside of you is what matters the most. Our subconscious mind is connected, unlimited resources to all of the ideas, the strategy, the people, the energy. Our energy forces attracting people to us if we are focused on winning in abundance. But if our focus is on lack and doubt, then we ain't attracting none of that stuff. And this is just a perpetual cycle. I don't want to get too deep with y'all, but listen, I'm just reading the book. I'm talking about me. I'm reading this for me. Momentum. Now listen to this last point. It was 7 rules to momentum. It was this 7 truths about momentum. And number 7, momentum begins inside the leader. That's what I was just saying. Momentum begins within the individual leader. It starts with vision, passion, and enthusiasm. It starts with energy. Listen to this. Inspirational writer Eleanor Doan observed, you cannot kindle a fire in any other heart until it is burning within your own. Good God Almighty. If you don't believe in the vision and enthusiastically pursue it, doing all that you can to bring it to fruition, then you won't start making the small gains required to get the ball rolling. However, listen to this. He says, and we can start with this. If you don't believe in the vision, enthusiastically pursue it, listen to this, doing all that you can do, or doing all that you can to bring it to fruition, then you won't start making those small gains to even get the ball rolling. Teammates, that's a pretty nice way of saying you got to give it everything you got. Everything you got. All you can do. If you sitting there thinking, I can do more, what in the world are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Do all that you can. Whatever idea that you have, employ it. Shoot your shot. Don't hold nothing back. So we can go ahead and get about winning. Love you guys. Hope it helps you. We get paid to read these books.